BizMap Ptbo, Peterborough's business vlog. Each episode creates a business map to your success. We will introduce you to people and places in our city who will help you make it happen, showcasing why Ptbo is the place to live, play, and prosper. Hi, and welcome to BizMap Ptbo. I'm Sofie Andreou, your host. In this episode of BizMap Ptbo, we're going to be talking about when to outsource your technology. There are many different types of technology and all sorts of experts that you should trust to help you grow your company. Let them focus on your technology so you can focus on your core business. Thank you and enjoy the show.
My name is Amy Simpson and I own MicroAge Technology Solutions here in Peterborough. We have about 28 staff and we support new small businesses, government, education, all different kinds of business. So one of the questions that people are always asking is, when would I consider outsourcing my IT? Or do I even know when that would be? So hopefully today I'm going to explain a few things that might help you figure all that out, because obviously I'm just slightly biased because I think any business needs to have a good, stable, secure technology platform in order to grow their business. So one of the first things I want to talk about is just explain a little about IT and outsourcing. First of all, what is it? Because I think it's important to understand what we're talking about before we tell you what we think maybe you could do to resolve it. So I guess one of the key points is that it's basically anything. So it can be servers, desktops, notebooks, telephony, internet companies, software off the shelf or custom developed. It can be anything that helps your company run and prosper or communicate with your customers. So it's a very wide scope of things that it can involve. One of the key things is also the users, which seem to be the long forgotten people behind the scenes. Obviously, if you're running a business on your own and you're one person, you're that user. But if you get 10 people working with you and every day they have 10 problems that they can't resolve and you don't have IT support, they're going to use people within your company to fix those issues. And what you might not realize is the intangible costs involved in letting that occur. You believe you're saving money by not outsourcing your IT because your staff is handling it, and yet you have your finance guy and your sales girl and your other person all working on this word problem for 4 hours when they should be doing their other jobs to grow your company. So that's just my take on it, because I'm a business owner as well, and I understand about saving money and cutting costs, but you shouldn't be doing it at the expense of the productivity and the growth of your business. Another sure sign is it might be time to do something is when you're broken more than you're working. And you would be surprised how many clients we speak to that have been just living in this world of horror, to me. And then they engage with a company like ours, and it's like, oh, we didn't even know that's the way it could be. Those are the exciting moments for me when I realize that we are providing great service to companies. Another thing, when you get to the point of you're concerned about your brand image and the perception of that image, some say that having outages and downtime and not getting emails, that's a reflection on your brand. So if you don't keep your house in order, how is it you're delivering your business that you deliver to your clients if you can't even keep your house in order? So this is when you start to think, maybe I should be looking at other options and coming over to the other side. So in terms of size of companies that use us, I guess as I said earlier, it varies a lot. But ultimately, you would probably want to have a few people on staff that you're managing and operating with, because then you'll need communications, you'll need backup, multiple people need multiple things. For example, we would supply a server on the ground or in the cloud. We would monitor and maintain that server, so you don't even have to worry about it. We would protect it with antivirus, spam, all kinds of great stuff to make it run and be safe and secure. We would come visit you twice a year just to say hi and see how things are going. And we also have a help desk, which is a huge one, where users can call on an unlimited basis for every little thing that's bothering them. And as I mentioned, that can really slow work down. If you can't print the document, or you're working on a proposal, or you're a lawyer and you need to work on a Saturday because you're doing a huge thing and it breaks, we're available 7/24 to support you in those kind of endeavors. So there's 4 main points, I guess, if I can leave you with that, and then I'll get off my little soapbox. And I hope it's helped. So the first thing is that IT firms have better expertise and knowledge in the subject matter than your staff, most likely. Unless you're an IT company, then that's different. Reducing the risk. So we help you reduce the risk of unplanned outages, because the whole pretense behind the kind of support we offer is proactive rather than reactive. We try to prevent the issues rather than just, oh my gosh, that's broken again, go fix it. We try to not let it break. So that's the second point. Also, 7/24-hour support. People don't realize how many manufacturing companies, legal firms, all kinds of things in Peterborough, plus global clients that we have that require 24-hour support because they're not even in this country. They're somewhere else, and they're operating, and they can actually page us and have us do a remote session at 2 o'clock in the morning, Peterborough time, which is 8 o'clock in Brazil. It's pretty neat stuff. The other thing I hope it would let you do is improve your company focus. So we want you to be focusing on what you do. You are running a company that does something, sells widgets, builds apps, whatever. I want you to look after that business and grow that business, and we'll look after the IT. That's how it works. I have proof of it from my clients. So they're allowed to grow and expand and totally focus on what they do. So I hope that was helpful, and I've enjoyed speaking to you today.
My name is Lunenburg. I'm the owner of Canadian Life Science, and I would like to talk a little bit about the company, what we do, the outsourcing part of it. Our company is next year 20 years young. I'm a little older than 20 years, but we have a very dynamic company in analytical chemistry supplies. Doesn't sound maybe that interesting, but it's very interesting. We supply a lot of different laboratories across Canada, including some of them here in Peterborough, but the majority of our customers are in the larger cities in Canada. We started this out of the basement, the two of us, and Lachlan and myself, and we have grown. What we do is we supply analytical laboratories with their consumables. So we supply laboratories with our products, and they actually do the analysis with, amongst others, our columns, our vials, etc. Because of the fact that we have grown over the years, from 2 people to 20 plus people, that means that we have grown in a way that we needed to have some help with computer technology, etc., etc. So technology is a lot of different things for us. One of the big parts is our knowledge, what we capture in our computer programs. We have an ERP, we have a CRM, so a customer relation management program. We have an ordering online system, and we have actually a program called DataSelf, which is an intelligence program for having a lot of different in the company. The business intelligence is important. So how do we do that? We actually capture into our computer system, and then we need our technology to be advised on how does that work. How do you maintain your technology? How do you keep up to date? And we do that through outsourcing. So with having a complex system and having a complex computer system, which is one platform, what we have done is we have outsourced. We use MicroAge for that, and they come up with the technical help, the expertise, they give us service. We have a regular maintenance schedule with them that one of the people who's dedicated to our company comes and looks at all the different things what we do, and basically outsource the part of technology. So how the outsourcing has helped us is we can dedicate a certain budget to what we do for specific things. It controls the costs. but at the same time you have the maximum of expertise. MicroAge has a lot of different angles where they look at a company, while as an owner we're focused on our core business. We're not experts in specific things, so when you outsource something you expect that you hire in an expert who does the best job and actually better than what you could have done yourself. You can't make yourself familiar with all the different things in life. I'm not a computer expert. I know how to type on a computer. I know that it should work for me. As soon as it doesn't work anymore or something is wrong with whatever is going on, whether that's the internet, whether it's the computer system, or whether it's something else, then I need a help button to phone and say 1888 help, and MicroAge shows up, and off we go. And they will solve the problem. They're the experts, they're the people who are familiar with the systems. When I came to Canada, I had a lot of experience with other companies. And one of the things what we've noticed, last company I worked for was American Air Filter. And when I worked for American Air Filter, we had our in-house technical department. That had benefits, but it had a lot of negatives as well, because it doesn't have the flexibility, plus you have to keep up to date with those people and so on. And if you outsource, it's more flexible. So in my case, when I started Canadian Life Science, I looked around, and the first thing where we bumped into in Peterborough was MicroAge. And since then we've had a very good relationship, and we're very happy. Happy that we can concentrate on our core issues, our core business, and that we don't have to worry about computers, computer technology, and everything which is related to that. You can only do that much in a business, and most businesses, as far as I'm concerned, are not growing well because of the fact that we want to do too much ourselves. So, having said that, what I feel about Outsource is that I hope that it helps other people. I hope it helps you to improve on flexibility and the way you look at business.
Hi, and welcome to my office. In this episode about outsourcing your technology, I want to talk to you about when you should do it, but I really want to talk to you about how to manage it. In one of my prior lives, I was part of a team that outsourced over $120 million annually of our clients' infrastructure to ours. I'm not going to get into the details, but in that I learned a ton. I learned so much that my engineering master's thesis was on outsourcing. The one tip I'd like to share with you is service level agreement. You want to make sure you have a good SLA in place. And the service level agreement could be as simple as you want it, but it's something that you should look at once a month and make sure that you're happy with who you've outsourced your technology to, and that the service level agreement meets both your needs. So one of the things in that service level agreement could be hours of operation. You can reach them at any time between 9 and 5, or you want to pay a little bit more and you can reach them 24 hours a day. So what type of service level do you need for your technology support? Another one would be, when you do call them, how quickly do you need them to respond to you by? Do you need them to respond immediately, or can you wait the 2 hours? So, and that's okay. If your company can wait the 2 hours, then your service level agreement is such, and you'll be paying accordingly. So that's fantastic. All you need to know is what you expect and what they can meet to be happy. Another thing that you want to have on your service level agreement, number 3, is your mean time to repair. So 1, you know when they're open. 2, you know how quickly they respond. And 3 is your mean time to repair. How quickly will it take to repair whatever your issue is? So those are the 3 high-level elements within a service level agreement that you need to have. Another thing you might be thinking about, well, what do I outsource? So far in this episode, we've talked about outsourcing photocopiers. We've talked about outsourcing data backup systems. You can also outsource, if you think about it, your social media. And that's what a lot of people are doing these days. They're outsourcing their social media to someone else who is more comfortable with the social media platforms out there. That someone else, now in that service level agreement, what you'd need to have in place is how many posts will they have per week, or how many tweets will they have per week. If someone replies or comments on a post, how quickly do you want that team to respond to those posts? So then you've put a simple service level agreement in place for someone you've outsourced your social media activity to. I hope my tech tips for outsourcing your technology have been helpful in the area of service level agreements.
Hi, I'm Monika Carmichael from Trent Valley Honda. I'm the General Manager, and I'm here to share a few tips about outsourcing in your business. I think when we're talking about outsourcing in business, we have to realize that we have to focus on what we do well. As your business grows, you'll find that you need assistance, and there's certain areas, certain opportunities that come up that you really want to, 1, either get better at, train someone within your organization, or 3, just delegate someone else to do. I think you have to focus really on what you do well. Leverage the strengths of your team. There's someone in your organization, sometimes when you reach out, you find that people that are doing a certain job are really good at something that you're looking to take advantage of an opportunity with. So don't be afraid to first ask your team and leverage their strengths. And as you grow, you know you're going to need more assistance in different areas. So don't be afraid to, get training, educate your staff within, or really just choose to delegate certain things that you don't have time for. When it comes to outsourcing, don't be afraid to ask for referrals. We have an amazing community full of amazing people. Don't be afraid to reach out, whether it's people in your industry or people outside the industry, and ask, who do you use for this? Who do you use for training? Who do you use for digital marketing? Who do you use for your lawyer, for your accountant? Whatever it is that you're outsourcing, you want someone reliable, that has a reputation, that is trustworthy, that's the key. Someone who can add value to your business, and I think we've got great camaraderie in this town, so don't be afraid to reach out and get a referral when you're looking for the best outsourcing person. I wanted to share a few examples of some outsourcing we did last year with our business. We've grown to 50-some people, and we were having certainly regular issues, time and money spent on cyber security, cyber hacking. With 50 users in your dealership, you have a lot of exposure. So we actually contracted with MicroAge, who came in and really did a great review and kind of gave us some advice regarding what they would recommend, and now we feel certainly more secure. We have systems and rules and all sorts of great policies in place that are keeping us safe and protected out in this crazy world of the computer world. So the second example I would give is Sofie and Andreou, who came in and did our digital marketing training. We hired a new person who had certainly I guess, the talent in that area, but not the knowledge base. And so we wanted to bring in an expert for that field. And we really made an impact with 8 training sessions. We used the Ontario Job Grant Program, so the government paid a good chunk of that training because it was a new person and it was a new subject, and it's really enhanced our marketing as a business and given a new employee an amazing resource. So I would definitely recommend outsourcing. We've got great people in Peterborough, and you can really leverage your business and really create new opportunities by using the great people in our community. Thank you for having me to give you some tips on outsourcing. I think the key points to take away are: don't be afraid to ask for referrals, leverage the talent within your organization, and either use outsourcing to take away a responsibility and give you more time to do what you're well at, or add value to your business so you can do the new task going forward.
Thank you for joining us in this episode of BizMat Ptbo on when to outsource your technology for your company's success. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Welcome back to BizMat Ptbo. This episode, we're going to be talking about manufacturing, but not the kind of manufacturing you might think. We're going to be manufacturing ice cream, we're going to be manufacturing maple syrup, wait and see, and a couple more just to surprise you. So we're going to be talking to the entrepreneurs here in Peterborough who are manufacturing, and they all have a bit of a different approach to it. We'd like to share their secrets with you. Enjoy this episode of Manufacturing.
My name is Brooke Hammer. I'm 22 and I'm the founder of Chimp Treats. Chimp Treats is an innovative health food company based in Peterborough, Ontario, creating sweet treats made entirely from fruit. Our signature product is called Nice Cream, and it's like an ice cream but made entirely from bananas. On the same day that we got a call from a huge distributor who listed our product, we were ecstatic, and then our manufacturer called us and told us that they couldn't make our product anymore. Their equipment was broken, and it was because of our product. We didn't have a product anymore because nobody was making it for us. And that was a really, really tough day, maybe one of the toughest so far. We've come close financially to going out of business a few times, but this was a whole nother level of stress because, success was right there. We have, all of these orders lined up and we have all this interest, and now the one partnership that was never an issue has now gone up in flames, basically.
They'll ask us what we do at the center, and I guess the best way that we like to describe it is it's a launch pad for entrepreneurs. And when I say that, it's some people come in where they've had a little bit of experience making things in a commercial kitchen, perhaps. In other cases, they've had absolutely no experience, and they've just got a dream. They've got a concept, a food concept, and they would like to bring it to the store shelves. So we help in that regard. We have a number of different services that we offer, and it starts from just your business planning, and we do that through the Business Advisory Center of Northumberland County. And we have food scientists that will work with you. We have a lab on site. We have packaging experts, and we have a commercial kitchen. So we bring it all together, and we just work with the clients to be successful. And we're constantly bringing in new innovators, new people that are entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs. Perhaps they've always thought about doing this, and we just help them, comfort them through the steps in becoming successful.
We've developed a machine called the Cab Track. We developed it, designed it, and manufacture here in Peterborough, which we've been through the entire process from beginning to end and learned quite a few things along the way. Probably the first thing I learned about manufacturing is that no matter how good you think you are, you don't know everything. Along the way, you definitely need mentors and people. There's people out there who have done this before, trust me, especially in Peterborough. Peterborough is full of people who have done it all. One of the early things we did, one of the first stages, is we networked like crazy to find people who have done similar manufacturing operations. Doesn't even need to be the same kind of product, but they've got the contacts. And generally, people will be glad to give you advice for free. Very early on in the first few months, we built up an entire network of mentors that we could fall back on at any time. Just pick up the phone, call, email, text, and if it's something as simple as trying to find a supplier to purchase something or advice or whatnot, we would have somebody that we could ask that question to.
Hi, my name is Tyler Steves. I make drinks. I've got a company called Treewell Limited, and we make sparkling maple sap, and we're launching a new product called That Damn Tea in about a month or so. So if you're thinking about making a product, you have to think about your packaging. Your packaging it's absolutely critical. One guy told me that packaging is to food what location is to retail. So location, 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 packaging, packaging, packaging. You really have to get that right, because the way that you package your product has a huge impact on what you can do with it. Again, we get back to this shelf stability ideal. When you talk about packaging, you influence the ways that you can keep your product shelf stable, which you hear me coming back to because it's absolutely critical. If you're going to have a product, it has to stay good on the shelf because you have to be able to ship it. So when you're looking at the packaging, you have to choose the packaging, and you should do that based on, can you keep it shelf stable?